The rain-slicked highway blurred past my windshield like a bad dream I couldn't wake from, my knuckles white on the steering wheel. When my phone buzzed with the text that shattered everything, "Come home now. Your father's dying." I slammed on the brakes at the next exit, heart pounding like a war drum, because Dad wasn't the type to pull punches. But this felt like the ultimate betrayal, a lie wrapped in finality. By the time I burst through the front door of our old colonial in suburban Chicago, soaked to the bone, I realized the real death was mine. The family I knew was already buried, and in its grave, Dad had planted a whole new life without me. I remember the smell first, fresh paint and lemon pledge, like the house had been scrubbed clean of us. Mom had been gone 3 years, cancer stealing her laugh one quiet night in the hospital, leaving Dad and me rattling around this 4-bedroom tomb like ghosts. I'd escaped to my freshman dorm at Northwestern 8 months ago, burying myself in psych classes and late-night runs along Lake Michigan, trying to outpace the ache. Dad? He was supposed to be holding down the fort, the stoic ex-Marine who'd grill burgers in the backyard and pretend my coming out at 17 hadn't cracked his world. But there he was, in the living room, not on his deathbed but upright in his lazy boy, a beer in hand, grinning like he'd won the lottery. And beside him, on our sagging plaid couch, our couch, the one Mom and I had picked out at IKEA during my braces phase, sat a woman. Mid-40s, blonde bob, pearl earrings, the kind of polish that screams PDA president. Her arm was looped through his, casual as you please, and at their feet tumbled 2 kids. A girl, maybe 10, with pigtails and a gap-toothed smile, clutching a stuffed unicorn. And a boy, lanky tween, fiddling with a Game Boy, oblivious to the bomb about to drop. "Alex," Dad said, his voice gravelly from years of camels, standing up slow like he was easing into a foxhole. "Good you made it. Traffic bad." I stood there, dripping onto the Persian rug Mom had haggled for in Turkey on their honeymoon, my duffel bag thudding to the floor. "Dying?" The word hung in the air, sharp as shattered glass. "You said you were dying." He winced, rubbing the back of his neck, the telltale sign he'd bullshit his way out of Vietnam if he could. "Hyperbole, son. Needed to get you here fast. Family meeting." Family. The word twisted in my gut like a knife. This wasn't family. This was an invasion. Her name was Karen. God, of course it was. And she'd been seeing your dad for months. Apparently, months, while I'd been Skyping him every Sunday, sending care packages of his favorite black licorice. He'd been building this, sneaking her in like a side quest in some half-assed RPG. The kids were hers from a previous marriage. Divorced, amicable, she assured me with a smile that didn't reach her eyes. Emily and Jake. Cute as buttons if you ignored the way they stared at me like I was the intruder. We sat around the kitchen table, the one scarred from Dad's knife-sharpening rituals, and he laid it out plain. Karen was moving in. Next week. The works. Her lease was up, and this house was big enough for all of us. My old room? It was getting a fresh coat of pink for Emily. Jake would take the basement rec room. And me? Well, Dad's eyes flicked away when he said it. "Dorm's fine for now, Alex. But come summer, we gotta talk about you transferring closer. Maybe community college. Save some money. Transferring. Out of Northwestern. My lifeline. The place where I'd finally breathed free. Where I'd met Theo. Theo. Just thinking his name sent a spark through the numbness. We'd connected in intro to psych. Him with his messy black curls and that lopsided grin that made my stomach flip. Late-night study sessions turned into confessions over bad coffee in the quad. His evangelical upbringing in Ohio, my endless closet dances before Mom's gentle nudge out. Our first kiss was fireworks on the lakeshore, salty wind whipping around us, his hands tentative on my waist like he was afraid I'd vanish. "You're safe here," he'd whispered, and for the first time, I believed it. But now, this ambush. Dad's family meeting was code for eviction notice. He wouldn't say it outright, not yet, but the subtext screamed, "You're the odd man out, kid. The gay son in a straight-line world. Make room or get gone." That night, I crashed in the guest room, the one with the lumpy futon and faded baseball posters from my Little League days. Sleep didn't come. Instead, memories crashed in waves. Dad teaching me to ride a bike on this very street, his calloused hands steadying me. Mom's funeral, him gripping my shoulder so tight it bruised, the only anchor in the storm. And then the silence after I came out. No yelling, just absence. He'd nod at my dates, ask about that friend from school with a tightness in his jaw. I chalked it up to grief. Now I saw it for what it was. Preparation. Clearing space for a do-over family, one that fit his blueprint. By morning, the house buzzed with alien energy. Karen in the kitchen, whipping up pancakes shaped like hearts. Irony much? While Emily chattered about her doll collection and Jake demolished a stack drowning in syrup, Dad hovered, beaming like a proud papa bear. But his eyes darted to me, slumped at the table's end, nursing black coffee. "We can make this work, Alex," Karen said, sliding a plate my way. Her voice was honey-sweet, but it stuck in my throat. "Blended families take time. Therapy helps. I know a great group in Evanston. Blended, like we were a smoothie recipe gone wrong." I pushed the plate back. "I'm not staying for breakfast. Or lunch. Or this." I gestured at the domestic tableau, the unicorn on the counter, the suitcase half unpacked by the stairs. Dad's face hardened, the marine surfacing. "Watch your tone, son. This ain't about you. Isn't it?" I shot back, voice cracking. "You drag me here with a fake emergency, drop this bomb, and expect me to what?" High-five the step-sibs. He leaned in, voice low. "Life moves on, Alex. Your mother's gone. I deserve happiness. And I don't." The words escaped before I could cage them. "You think shoving me back to community college erases me? Or us?" His jaw clenched. "You're young. School's school. Besides, dorms are temporary. This?" He waved at Karen, who busied herself with dishes. "This is real. Real." The word echoed as I grabbed my keys, storming out to the driveway where my beat-up Civic waited like a faithful dog. Theo's face flashed in my mind. His laugh lines when he teased me about my over-analyzing everything. I needed him. Needed that anchor now. The drive back to Evanston was a blur of gray skies and windshield wipers slapping rhythm. My phone blew up. Dad's texts. "Come back. Let's talk." Karen's. Hugs, not punches. Even Emily's misspelled plea. "Please don't hate us." I silenced it all, pulling into the dorm lot as dusk fell, the campus lights twinkling like distant stars. Theo was in our lounge, sprawled on the worn couch with a dog-eared copy of Giovanni's Room, his feet propped on the coffee table. He looked up, curls falling into his eyes, and that grin bloomed. "Babe, you're early. And wet." I collapsed beside him, burying my face in his shoulder, the scent of his cedar cologne grounding me. "Everything's fucked." He set the book aside, arms sliding around me easy as breathing. "Talk." And I did. The whole ugly spill. The text, the ambush, the step invasion, Dad's casual exile plan. Theo listened, thumb tracing circles on my arm, his silence a bomb. When I finished, hoarse and hollow, he pulled back, eyes fierce. "That's bullshit, Alex." He's scared. Of you shining too bright without his script. "Scared of me being gay, you mean?" The truth tasted bitter. "Or just me." Theo cupped my face, foreheads touching. "No, he's losing control. But you're building something real here. Don't let him torch it." We kissed then, slow and sure, the kind that mends cracks. His lips soft against mine, hands threading through my damp hair. Not fire, but hearth warmth against the storm. "Stay tonight," he murmured. "My roommate's at his girlfriend's. We can binge bad horror flicks and pretend the world's not imploding." I nodded, letting him lead me to his room, the narrow bed becoming our island. We tangled under the quilts, whispering dreams. Study abroad in Paris, road trip down Route 66, until sleep claimed me, his heartbeat a steady drum against my back. But dawn brought reality's bite. Another text from Dad. "Meeting with the dean today. About your enrollment." My blood ran cold. The dean? He called the fucking university? Panic clawed up my throat. Theo stirred, mumbling, "What's wrong?" He's trying to pull me out. Forced transfer." Theo bolted upright, curls wild. "No way. We fight this." "Fight The word ignited something fierce in me. This wasn't just about a room or a school. It was my life, my love, my right to exist unapologetically. Dad could sneak in his stepfamily, rewrite the house rules, but he couldn't rewrite me. We dressed fast, Theo grabbing his keys. First, coffee. Then, war council. The campus cafe hummed with weekend bleary eyes, steam rising from mugs like peace offerings. Over lattes, Theo sketched a plan on a napkin. Document everything, loop in my advisor, maybe even student services for family interference. You're not alone, Alex. We've got resources. Hell, the LGBTQ center's got lawyers on speed dial. His confidence was contagious, a spark to my tinder. But as we walked back, hand in hand, openly, defiantly, my phone rang. Dad, Alex, listen. No. I cut him off, voice steel. You don't get to ambush me twice. What the hell is this Dean crap? Silence, then a sigh like wind through pines. It's for your own good, son. That place. It's turning you into someone I don't recognize. Turning me? Laughter bubbled up, sharp and broken. Dad, Northwestern didn't turn me gay. It let me be me, the son you raised. Another pause, heavier. Karen thinks. We think. Family needs structure. Roots. Not some liberal echo chamber. Roots. The word stung because mine were here, tangled with Theo's, deep in this lakeside soil. You mean, roots without the gay kid cramping your style? Alex. I'm done talking. I hung up, thumb trembling. Theo squeezed my hand. Silent support. By afternoon, we'd stormed the advisor's office. Dr. Ramirez, a no-nonsense Latina with a rainbow pin on her lanyard, leaned forward, eyes narrowing as I recounted the saga. This borders on coercion, she said, tapping her pen. Financial aid's in your name, right? He can't pull strings without your sign-off. Relief flooded me, cool as the lake breeze. But it was short-lived. As we left, my phone lit up again. Not Dad, but Karen. A voice message, her tone soft, conciliatory. Alex, honey, your dad's just trying to protect you. From yourself, maybe. Come to dinner tonight. Let's talk it out. For Emily and Jake. They already love you. Love. The audacity. I deleted it, but the seed of doubt wormed in. What if I was the villain here, pushing away a chance at, what, normalcy? Theo saw it in my face. Hey! He stopped me under the arching oaks, leaves rustling like applause. You're not the bad guy for wanting your life. That's human. Human. The word anchored me. We spent the evening in his room, ordering Thai takeout, plotting next moves between bites of pad CEW. Laughter crept in, tentative at first. Theo's impression of Dad as a grumpy muppet had me snorting pad Thai. For hours, it was just us. Tangled limbs, shared secrets. The quiet poetry of two boys carving space in a world that often tried to erase them. But betrayal has a way of lurking. Late that night, as Theo dozed, my phone buzzed once more. An email from the dean's office. Urgent meeting requested by guardian. Enrollment status review. Dad had gone nuclear. The dean's office smelled like old books and stale ambition. The kind of place that swallowed dreams whole. Dr. Hargrove, a tweedy man with wire-rimmed glasses and a mustache that screamed, I peaked in the 80s. Steepled his fingers as Dad loomed in the doorway, Karen hovering behind like a polished shadow. No kids this time, smart, keep the innocents out of the crossfire. Mr. Harlan, Hargrove began, glancing at me, then Dad. Your father has expressed concerns about your academic fit here at Northwestern. Financial dependencies, family obligations. Dad jumped in, voice booming like he was briefing troops. Kids overwhelmed. Grades slipping, saw it on the portal. Needs a reset. Community college nearby. Then transfer back when he's steady. Lies. My GPA was a solid 3.7, psych papers earning raves. I'd given him login access as a joke, back when trust was currency. Now it was ammo. I leaned forward, palms flat on the desk, channeling every ounce of the fighter Mom said I got from her. Dr. Hargrove, this isn't about grades. It's personal. My dad wants me out because, I swallowed, the words leaden, because of who I am, and who I'm with. The room froze. Hargrove's eyebrows shot up. Karen gasped softly, hand to her throat. Dad's face reddened. A storm brewing. Alex, that's not. It is. I turned to him, eyes locked. You sneak in a stepmom and half-sibs while I'm gone. Repaint my room like erasing history, and now this? Forcing me out of my dorm, my school, my life? Because a gay son doesn't fit your new American dream. Hargrove cleared his throat, adjusting his glasses. Gentlemen and ma'am, this is a family matter, but university policy prioritizes student autonomy. Alex is 18, emancipated in terms of enrollment. No changes without his consent. Dad deflated, just a fraction, but enough to see the cracks. Fear, not fury. Karen touched his arm, whispering, Tom, maybe we should. No. He shrugged her off, glaring at me. You think this is easy? Building something after your mother. After everything? You're throwing tantrums because I moved on. Moved on. My voice rose, echoing off the paneled walls. You bulldozed over me. No heads up. No hey, son. Meet the future Mrs. Harlan. Just a deathbed fake-out and a pink bedroom waiting. Karen interjected, voice trembling. We wanted to tell you gently, but Tom, he misses you. This house echoes without you. Misses me. The irony burned. If he missed me, why exile me? Hargrove stood, signaling endgame. I'll table this. Alex, your standing is secure. Mr. Harlan, if you'd like counseling resources. He slid a card across, family therapy, neutral ground. Dad pocketed it without looking, storming out with Karen trailing. I lingered, Hargrove's hand on my shoulder. Proud of you, son. Standing your ground, that's courage. Courage. Felt more like survival. Theo waited outside, leaning against a stone pillar, thumbs flying over his phone. He pocketed it at my approach, reading my face. How'd it go? Won the battle. I sagged against him, the pillar's chill seeping through my jacket. But the war? He's not done. We walked back to the dorms, autumn crunch underfoot, the lake a silver ribbon in the distance. Theo's hand in mine was a lifeline, warm against the wind's bite. Then we fortify, he said. Call your advisor back. Document the emails. And tonight, date night. No strategy sessions. Date night. The normalcy of it cracked my armor. We hit the pier, bundled in hoodies, sharing a thermos of spiked hot chocolate. His secret recipe, cinnamon and whiskey. The city skyline twinkled across the water, Chicago's lights a defiant glow. We talked dreams again, him applying to med school, me eyeing grad programs in counseling, helping kids like us navigate the minefields. You're my North Star, you know that? Theo said, nuzzling my neck, breath fogging the air. Even when shit hits the fan. I turned, kissing him under the sodium lamps, the world narrowing to his taste. Chocolate and home. And you're my safe harbor. But harbors can storm too. The next week blurred into a tense truce. Dad's texts shifted. Proud of your grades. Burgers Sunday. Neutral ground. Olive branches. I went, wary, Karen's meatloaf surprisingly decent. Emily's unicorn stories disarming. Jake and I bonded over Zelda tips in the basement. His awkward silences mirroring my own tween years. It was civil, human even, but undercurrents swirled. Dad's sidelong glances at Theo's photo on my phone. Karen's probing. So, any special friends at school? Theo met them once, engineered casual. Pizza night at the dorm. Dad shook his hand stiffly, eyes appraising the roommate label I clung to like armor. Karen cooed over the fairy lights strung in the lounge. Emily declaring it Magic Castle. Theo charmed them effortless. Jokes with Jake, unicorn crafts with M. But I caught Dad's whisper later. Good kid. Steady. Steady. Code for straight, probably. The betrayal lingered. A shadow. Then came the high tide of it all Thanksgiving. Dad insisted, full Harlan tradition, turkey and all. Family, he said, the word loaded now. I brought Theo out and proud, no more hiding. The drive was charged, his hand on my thigh a silent vow. The house transformed. Harvest garlands, Karen's touch everywhere. Dinner was a minefield, Grace over pumpkin pie, Emily's hand in mine under the table. Dad carved the bird with precision, passing plates, but his eyes on Theo were watchful. Conversation flowed. Jake's soccer dreams, Karen's nursing shifts at the VA. Then wine loosened, Dad leaned back. Alex tells me you're pre-med. Theo. Noble work. Theo smiled, fork midway. Trying to help folks like my dad, pastor but closed-minded. Learned the hard way. Dad nodded, slow. Faith's a funny thing. Anchors you. Or drowns you. The table hushed. Karen jumped in. Pass the rolls? But the air thickened. Later, dishes done. Dad pulled me aside in the garage, amid toolboxes and Mom's old bike. He's important to you. Yeah. No qualifiers. Dad rubbed his chin, shadows playing on his face. Scared me at first. Still does a bit. But seeing you happy, that's the anchor I needed. Tears pricked. Then why the push? The dean, the transfer talk. He sighed. Heavy. Pride, son. Mine, not yours. Thought blending us quick would fix the empty. Didn't see I was shoving you out to fill it. Apology raw and real. I hugged him. The embrace fierce, years of silence cracking open. But betrayal's echo isn't silenced easy. That night, as Theo and I drove back, stars sharp overhead, he turned thoughtful. Your dad's trying. But what if Karen's not? I frowned. What? Just vibes. Like she's puppeteering the happy family script. Doubt flickered. Karen had been kind but always one step removed. Smiles for show, questions that probed too deep. Monday brought proof. An email from Student Services. Anonymous tip about disruptive family interference in my housing. Attached. Screenshots of texts from Karen to an unknown number, painting me as unstable, agitated, suggesting dorm removal for safety. Betrayal round 2. Not Dad but her. Protecting her nest by pecking mine apart. Rage boiled. I confronted Dad over the phone, voice shaking. She ratted me out? To get me gone. Silence, then fury. What? No, I'll handle it. But handling meant explosion. By evening, he called back. She's packing. Kids too. I chose you, Alex. Us. The family fractured again. But this time, mending toward truth. Theo and I met at the lake, waves lapping like confessions. You okay? He asked, arms around me. Not yet, I admitted. But getting there. With you. We walked the shore, hands linked, the future a horizon. Vast, uncertain, hours. Winter clamped down on Evanston like a vice, snow blanketing the campus in hush. But inside me, the storm raged on. Dad's handling it turned into a week of radio silence. Then a terse voicemail. Karen's out, staying with her sister. Kids are confused, but we'll figure it. No mention of us talking, no olive branch. Just the echo of fracture. Theo noticed the drift. You're ghosting your own life, babe. We were in the library stacks, surrounded by dusty tomes on Freud and folly. His foot nudging mine under the table. Call him, or I will, with bad poetry. I laughed, brittle. Fine, but you're my buffer. That night, over FaceTime, Dad's face filled the screen, etched deeper in the lamplight. The house behind him looked barren. Karen's garlands gone. Emily's unicorns vanished. Alex, he started, voice rough. I fucked up. Big. Understatement. But no heat, just weariness. He nodded. Karen saw you as the threat. Not me, not the past. Said you needed space from the toxicity meaning us. I bought it at first. Thought it was mercy. Mercy. The word soured. You mean mercy for your new start, without the gay complication. His eyes, blue like Mom's, crinkled in pain. No, complication's my word, not yours. I was the one complicating shit. Grief's a bastard. Makes you grab at normal like it's oxygen. We talked then, real talk, about Mom's last days, how he'd held her hand while I studied for finals. Too young to bridge the gap. About my coming out, the silence that followed because words failed him. Marine training screaming, suck it up. About Theo, and how Dad had scrolled my Instagram in secret, envying the light in my eyes. I'm sorry, he said, simple. For the sneak, the force. For not seeing you first. Tears tracked my cheeks. His too. I miss her. Us. Miss you more. Pause. Come home for finals week? Just us. Turkey sandwiches. Blackhawks game. Theo, eavesdropping from the bed, gave thumbs up. Tell him yes. And bring me. I make killer pie. I did, and Dad chuckled. First real laugh in months. Deal. Both of you. Hope flickered, fragile as snowflakes. But life, being the dramatic bitch it is, had one more gut punch cued. Finals loomed. A gauntlet of essays and exams. Theo and I cramming in the dorm lounge till our eyes crossed. One night, post-orgasmic relief from a nailed presentation, the non-physical kind. We kept it tender, not torrid. My phone lit with an unknown number. Voicemail. Karen's voice, stripped of polish, raw as winter wind. Alex, it's me. Don't delete. I was wrong. Scared, mostly, of losing the kids to another broken home. Thought pushing you out secured us in. But Tom chose you, and God, that hurt. But it's right. Emily asks for you, your stories, the way you made her unicorn fly. Tell your dad. Tell him I'm sorry. And you too, kid. Your family, gay or not, always were. Click. I replayed it thrice, heart twisting. Betrayal's flip side. Redemption, messy and human. Theo listened. Head on my shoulder. She's owning it. That's huge. Yeah. But doubt lingered. Doesn't erase the damage. No. But it heals some. Christmas break hit like a freight train. Exams survived, dorms emptying. We drove to Chicago, Theo's playlist of indie folk crooning about lost loves and found roads. Dad met us at the door, aprons smeared with flour, a lopsided pie attempt cooling on the sill. Figured I'd preempt the expert. Theo clapped him on the back. Bold move. Let's see if it's salvageable. The house felt lighter. No pink paint. Dad had stripped it, repainted neutral gray. Your room's yours, he said, handing me a key. Whenever. We settled into rhythm. Mornings shoveling snow. Afternoons at the ice rink where Dad laced Emily's skates over video call. Her staying with Karen, but bridges building. Evenings, the three of us, Dad, Theo, me, around the tree stringing lights and stories. Dad shared Vietnam tales, the ones he'd buried. Theo his Ohio escapes, Bible verses twisted into weapons. Me, the late kisses that saved me. One night, post-eggnog haze, Dad pulled out Mom's old photo album, dust motes dancing in the firelight. She'd love you too, he said, tracing her smile. Always said love's the bravest fight. Theo squeezed my hand. She sounds fierce. Was. Dad's eyes misted. Like you, Alex, facing down my bullshit. The vulnerability cracked me open. I was scared too, of losing you to this step life. He nodded. Thought I needed it to fill the hole. But holes don't fill that way. They scar over, make you stronger. We hugged, Theo joining. A clumsy trio bound by more than blood. Human, flawed, whole. But climax waits for no healing. New Year's Eve, fireworks over the lake on TV. My phone rang. Jake's number, Karen's forwarding. His voice, small and shaking. Alex? Ain't sick. Hospital. Karen's freaking. Dad, Tom. Can he come? Panic surged. What happened? Flu? Worse. Appendicitis. Rushed her in. I'm scared. Theo and Dad exchanged looks. Decision made. We're coming, Dad said, grabbing coats. All of us. The ER wait was purgatory. Sterile lights, coffee sludge, Karen pacing like a caged lioness. She spotted us, froze, then rushed into Dad's arms, sobbing. Tom. I thought. Shoo. He held her, then me, then, surprising, pulled me into the fold. Family's here. Jake clung to Theo, who spun tales of hospital superheroes till nurses called. Emily, tiny in her gown, perked at our entrance. Uncle Alex, you brought the unicorn guy. I scooped her up gentle, for beeping soft. Right here. What's his name today? Sparkles. Weak grin. Karen watched, tears streaming. Thank you. For coming. No choice. I said, meaning it. You're stuck with us. Surgery went smooth, appendix out, princess crown in recovery. We camped in the waiting room till dawn, sharing vending machine feasts, stories weaving us tighter. Karen confessed over stale chips. I lashed out because I saw my ex in Tom. Distant, grieving. Pushed you to test him. Stupid. Cruel. Dad squeezed her hand. We all test. Part of loving messy. By morning, discharged and dosed, Emily demanded a group hug. We obliged. A knot of limbs and laughter. The ER bustle fading to background. Driving home. Snow swirling. Theo murmured. See? Blended doesn't mean broken. No, I agreed. Just bent. Toward light. But light casts shadows. Back at the house, unpacking the hospital vigil, Dad dropped the bomb, gentle this time. Karen and kids. They're coming back. If you'll have them. My gut clenched. Forgiveness was one thing. Forgetting another. And me? Still dorm-bound. He laughed. Soft. Hell no. You're the glue, kid. But if you want space, pink room's yours, no questions. Theo elbowed me. Take it. We can paint it rainbow. I nodded, slow. Yeah. Family it is. Spring thawed Evanston slow. Crocuses poking through snow like hesitant promises, mirroring the tentative bloom in our fractured clan. Karen and the kids reinstalled with a weekend of compromises. No pink takeover, just shared spaces and house rules co-drafted over pizza. Emily's unicorn migrated to the living room shelf, a mascot. Jake claimed the basement but crashed my dorm game nights, controller in hand. Dad and Karen? Cautious dance, therapy sessions midweek, date nights sans drama. Me? I navigated the tightrope. Weekends home, Theo in tow, weaving him into the tapestry. Dinners turned epic. Karen's lasagna layered with Dad's secret sauce. Theo's vegan hacks earning Jake's seal. Laughter echoed again. Mom's ghost smiling from frames. But undercurrents pulled. Whispers from Karen's ex. Custody jabs via text. Testing our fragile peace. Dad confided one night, bourbon in hand on the porch swing. She's scared he'll pull the kids. Says I'm too soft on you. Thinks it makes me unstable. Soft. The word chafed. Because I'm gay? He sighed. Stars winking overhead. Nah. Because you're you, fierce, unscripted. Reminds her of what she lost control over. I nodded, sipping root beer. Then show her. We're not liabilities. We're the win. His grin rare and real. Copy that, soldier. Theo and I deepened too, study breaks to peer walks. His med school apps submitted with my edits. Our kisses evolving from spark to steady flame. Love you, he said one April dusk. Lake lapping our toes. Ring from a gumball machine slipping on my finger. Corny, but true. Love you more. Corny but mine. Yet conflict crested inevitable. May, finals fury. A call from Karen. Jake's missing. Left a note running to his dad's. Blames us. The fighting. Dad's face drained. His dad? That prick in Milwaukee. We mobilized. Police report. Campus alerts. Jake was 15, street smart but soft-hearted. Hours blurred, me driving loops through Chicago burbs. Theo fielding calls. Dad and Karen at the station. Her tears carving rivers. Midnight, my phone. Unknown. Jake's voice, muffled. Alex? Don't tell them. But I'm at the bus station. Dad said he'd take me if I ditched this freak show. Freak show. My blood iced. Jake, listen, your dad's poison. Remember the bruises? The yelling. Silence, then sniffle. But here, it's weird. Theo and you all kissy. M's all unicorns and rainbows. Feels fake. Not fake. Heart aching. Real. Messy real. Like family. He wavered. Dad says he'll get me a PS5. No rules. Rules suck. But love? That's the game changer. Come home. We'll fight for the PS5 together. Pause eternal. Okay. But don't tell. I'll walk back. Relief crashed. I idled at the station, spotting his lanky frame under sodium glow. Backpack slung low. He slid in, eyes down. Don't want Dad knowing I bailed. Secrets safe. I ruffled his hair, brotherly. But we tell your folks. Together. Home was dawn-lit vigil. Karen enveloping him in hugs. Dad's nod stoic. Over cocoa, Jake spilled X's texts, promising escape from the gay agenda. Karen's face crumpled. I should have seen. My fault for dragging you into this. No, Jake said, small. I like it here. Heskun. Alex, you're like the big bro I never had. Big bro. The title warmed. Later, alone with Dad, I pressed. We got a lawyer up. Custody clear. He nodded. Fierce. For them. For us. The fallout forged us. Court dates loomed, but we prepped as unit family meetings with legal aid. Theo's mom, a lawyer, Ohio transplant, zooming strategies. Emily drew superhero family comics. Us as caped crusaders. Evenings, board games dissolve tension. Jake's laughs genuine. Climax hit sweltering June. Custody hearing in Milwaukee's stuffy courthouse. X. Slick suit. Smug smirk. Painted a circus. Unstable home. Homosexual influences detrimental to minors. Detrimental. The word ignited. My testimony. Raw, unflinching. Jake's thriving, grades up, soccer star. Emily sleeps through nights. Influences. Love. The kind that heals, not harms. Theo's turn. As a future doctor, I've seen trauma. This family's medicine. Acceptance. Support. Dad and Karen tag-teamed. Commitment. Therapy logs. Jake's own plea. I want Chicago. Want Alex's bad jokes. Judge, gray bun and kind eyes, ruled swift. Primary custody Karen. Supervised visits X gavel fell. Cheers erupted. Outside, under relentless sun. We hugged heap. Sweaty, tear-streaked, unbreakable. You're heroes, I told them, arm around Theo. Nah, Dad said, clapping my back. You're the spark. Summer unfolded golden. Road trip Route 66, Theo and me shotgun. Kids backseat with snacks, Karen and Dad trading nostalgic tunes. Stops at diners, ghost towns, Grand Canyon rim vast as our healing. Nights in motels, Theo and I stealing kisses under stars. Whispers of forever. Betrayal scars faded, not gone. Reminders to cherish fragile bonds. Dad confided at a Navajo taco stand. Thought Stepfamily'd fix me. But you fixed us all. Team effort. I grinned, Theo's hand in mine. Back home, senior year loomed, mine at Northwestern, Theo's med interviews. But roots deepened. Dad walking me to classes sometimes. Karen's pride flags subtle on the porch. Jake's PS5 arrived. Co-op nights are a ritual. One August Eve, lakeside bonfire. Emily toasted marshmallows to unicorns. To family, she chirped. We clinked sodas. To messy, beautiful family. Theo leaned in, lips brushing my ear. And to us, the heart of it. Fall semester roared in like a lion. Leaves aflame, syllabi stacking, but my world settled into a rhythm both electric and serene. Northwestern's quad buzzed with reunions, Theo and I stealing benches between lectures. His med school acceptance to rush a crown on our chaos-tamed year. Chicago boy stays Chicago boy, he quipped, kissing my temple amid frisbee chaos. Home weekends wove tighter. Dad's grill mastery elevated. Karen's garden blooming rainbow zinnias. A quiet nod. Jake aced algebra with my tutoring. Emily's school play cast me as the brave knight. Theo the loyal squire. Naturally. Laughter filled the colonial, mom's photos watching benevolent. But humanism whispers growth through gale. October. Dad's cough started dry hack. Dismissed as autumn chill. Old lungs. He'd wave off marine tough. Karen fretted. Doctor nudges. I researched symptoms late night. Theo's arm anchor. Halloween party at the dorm. Costumed as mismatched superheroes. Capes flapping, we got the call. Dad. Mid-carve pumpkins on the porch. Collapsed. Ambulance wail. Karen's scream over speaker. Now. We raced. City lights streaking. Theo's hand vice on mine. He's tough. Remember Vietnam. Tough. But scans lied not. Stage 2 lung cancer, aggressive. From the smokes, Doc said, grave. Caught early-ish. Chemo, radiation, 50-50 shot. 50-50. Odds like Russian roulette. Dad, wheeled to room, grinned weak. No pity party, troops. Fights on. We rallied. Schedules synced. Me skipping seminars. Theo shadowing oncology rotations for insight. Karen juggled shifts. Kids shielded with grandpa's super battle tales. Emily drew get-well cards. Jake researched cancer kicks on YouTube. Chemo rounds blurred. Dad's hair shedding like autumn, but spirit unbowed. Porch vigils, him in recliner, us orbiting with stories. Regrets? He asked one dusk, for drip beeping soft. Karen? I ventured. Nah, best risk. You? None. Theo's nod echoed mine. He squeezed my hand. Proud son. Of the man, the gay man who wouldn't bend. Tears fell, unashamed. Love you, Dad. Back. Fierce. Remission whispers came December. Scans cleanish. Guarded optimism. Holiday lights twinkled defiant. Tree topped with Mom's star. New Year's, hospital free. We toasted with sparkling cider. To battles won. Spring brought renewal. Dad's first post-chemo 5K. Us cheering horse. Theo's white coat ceremony. I pinned it. Vows exchanged in whispers. Forever your harbor. Graduation June. Cap and gown C. I walked stage. Dad's whoop loudest. Post-ceremony. Lakefront picnic. Family sprawl. Karen's potato salad. Jake's drone footage. Emily chased fireflies. Theo and I slow danced to crickets. You did it, he murmured. From dorm exile to this. This. I gestured. Loved ones. Laughter. Ours. Dad approached, arm around Karen. Speech. I stood, heart full. To family, not blood, but choice. To betrayals that teach. Loves that heal. To messy. Human hearts beating loud. Cheers, hugs. Later, stars out. Theo and I on the pier. Full circle. What's next? He asked, ring glinting. Real this time, proposed under canyon skies. Everything. Kiss sealed it, waves applauding. Years folded. My counseling practice, helping queer youth navigate storms. Theo's residency, saving lives with steady hands. Dad and Karen? Wed quiet, us best men, vows echoing ours. Kids grew. Jake out as by sophomore year, my shoulder his. Emily's prom data girl, unicorn in tow. Dad's cancer shadowed once more. 5 years on, remission lost, but legacy etched. Hospice, surrounded. He whispered last. Keep fighting. Keep loving. We did. Funeral lakeside. Toasts to his grit. Karen held us. Kids recited his Marine codes. In the quiet after, Theo and I built. Home in Evanston, rainbow flag porchside. Open to strays. Betrayal's ghost. Faded scar. Story's spine. Humanity's arc. Not straight triumph, but curved grace. From dorm's edge to hearth's heart. I learned. Family sneaks in, yes, but love? Storms the gates, claims the house. And in that house we thrived.